to the Divine Feminines podcast and channel. I'm your host, Steph Desar, and in today's episode, we are talking the new moon in Cancer, July 17th, and I'm going to talk about what this means, this lunation, how you can use this new moon energy, some of the other things that are happening in July just to be aware of, and I'm actually going to pull some tarot and give you some guidance from tarot on this occasion. So before I get started, don't forget to like and subscribe this channel. We're Divine Feminines on all major podcast platforms. That's Apple, Spotify, Google, and we're also on TikTok and Instagram. That's Divine Feminines with a Z at the end. Why like and subscribe this channel? Because we have everything from mind, body, soul empowerment, divine masculine and divine feminine, how you balance those energies, find your inner union, become your best self. And when it's moon and energy portal time, I talk moon manifestation, moon cleansing, and rituals and moon magic. So there's a bit of everything for everyone. This is open to both guys and girls. Everyone's welcome. And if we've got any new subscribers, welcome on board. I'm glad to have you. You can always go back and look at some of my other episodes. To be honest, I cover things that are timeless. But even if you're called to listen to a lunation, a moon episode, and it's just shouting at you, like something's drawing you to it, listen to it, because actually there might be a hidden message in there for you at this moment in time, even though it was specifically around that lunation at that moment in time. So just go with what's resonates for you, and also discern if I'm saying something and it doesn't feel right and you're not being defensive, you just genuinely feel like that's not my message, then that's not your message, okay? Don't get hung up, don't overthink about it, just discern it and let it go. And just trust your inner knowing, because you're gonna know best. So Cancer, woo, it's my rising sign, so it is my season. It's funny because I was always like, oh, I'm a Scorpio, and it's like winter time, and oh, my birthday's in like winter, but actually we are more an embodiment of our rising sign, which is I'm very much a summer girl. As you can tell, always wearing a bikini, always somewhere in some warm climate, exotic place. I can't help it. It is just innate in me. I've just got to be real, keep it real. But yeah, now I realise and I know more about rising sign and ascendant. I'm like, this is my season. So anyway, shout out to anyone that is a Cancer rising. If you're celebrating a birthday, you've got Cancer in your top 3, you've got a Cancer moon. If you've got a Cancer moon, wow, that is like the moon in the moon. Can't get better than that. Cancer, let's talk about Cancer. It is a water sign. It is a cardinal sign. It is the sign of the crab. It also represents the divine feminine. It is ruled by the moon. Cancer loves the moon. It is ruled by the moon. So in this energy, if you've got Cancer in your top 3 especially, and you may always notice that the full moons, the new moons really affect you, eclipses especially. But in the new moon, this is lovely energy. There's no real major clashes in the astros around this time. Mars is moved into Virgo. So coming out of Leo, moved into Virgo from July 10th. And wherever Virgo sits in your placement, your natal chart, there will be more action in that space, and more action in those houses. And Mars can be, so there is, Mars comes and Mars wants to shake things up, and Mars is sort of the god of war kind of thing. It is that kind of blood Mars, come on, let's take charge, a bit aggressive, but a lot of power, a lot of masculinity, a lot of, let's get stuff done, but it can be that war energy. It can bring up frustration, but if you're in a good vibration and you've got things kind of going pretty well, Mars will just come and bring more of a stimulation to getting stuff done or getting things to be moved forward and allowing that to happen. It can be aggressive as well, Mars. So just be mindful that Mars is moving into Virgo, and wherever that sits in your placement, there'll be an extra exertion of Mars there. So check that out. Check out your natal chart if you don't know anything about that. You can totally Google it. You can plug in your dates and you can learn more. But July is generally a really nice month. We've had a full moon in Capricorn earlier on in the month. That was such a nice full moon because it was coming to just bring and clear that any fears, and allowing you to manifest. It was a full moon that was very much a manifestation moon. And you can always manifest at any time of the day. We're manifesting every time, every moment, every minute, every second. But they always say, use the full moon, because it kind of it's the idea of it gets full and it needs to just drain to then recharge up again and fill up again. So, but that full moon was really good in the sense that it wasn't very much about, there was a releasing, there was a letting go, but it was mainly around bringing in what you wanted. And the trine to Jupiter was auspicious blessings to really bring abundance and prosperity aligned to material plans of business and success. And then we went into the 7-7 portal, which we are still in, very much so now. And even it connects to the new moon in Cancer. And the 777 portal, I did a very mini video on that. It is the number of alignment to your higher self, your purpose, your connection to your spiritual being. But when you are on your path and you're connected to who you truly are, you manifest so incredibly. I'm a life past 7, and I tell you what, I've always been blessed in life because I've worked hard. You don't just get the blessings. I've worked hard and I've put in the intention and the focus. But when I really started to connect with who I really am and understood that and followed my purpose and started to connect with that, even more came. And that is very much, the 7 is the seeker, so finding within. And Cancer energy is that energy that goes within and is a nurturer of others, but this is a time to nurture oneself. I'll come on to that in a minute. I want to talk about the fact that when we had the 7-7 portal, Sirius, the star Sirius, that actually shines, I think, is it 3 or 5 times brighter than the sun? Crazy, right? Sirius is conjunct with Cancer, the sun in Cancer at this time. And so that's going on for 30 days. And this is bringing really beautiful energy of success, of faithfulness in relationships, of healing, of just a new level up. We are leveling up. So these portals, they're all elapsing and amalgamating into one massive portal gateway that we are in right now. And then with this new moon, it's just another party of another opening. So if you're really tapped into yourself and you're listening to this video, you're definitely interested on how you can navigate and consciously take charge in the best way. Cancer is a water sign. Water sign is about emotions, is about, some people might say, oh, I know a Cancer and they're quite emotional, or they get really in their feels, they get moody, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they have those moments, but yeah, emotions are not a bad thing. And I always say this, it's a time to understand who you are emotionally, connect with yourself. In this moment of Cancer season, it is Cancer rules house 4. That's the house of home and family. So it's a time to really connect with home, as in the home of your home within you. What is that space? What do you want to create more of? I always say, if someone keeps, I love traveling, don't get me wrong, but if you keep trying to travel and you don't want to go back home to wherever you reside, and you've got this thing, I need to keep moving, there is something wrong with here, because here is where your true home is. I don't care where I am. I know about this, and so it doesn't matter where I am. I don't need to be on holiday or doing something really nice and fancy or whatever. I've got the understanding of where my home is cultivated within, and so I can connect with that at any point, at any moment, because that is always available to me. So this is an important time to do that connection to self. Like I said with the 777 portal, that's connection to self, it's connection to your higher self, your higher consciousness. This is all necessary. If you are manifesting, you're manifesting from a place of pure, true intention, and you've got that connection to source, your own source, divinity, you will be able to do that in such a more seamless and smoother and just lovely, beautiful way. So what else about Cancer? So Cancer is the crab sign, and it's really interesting because I definitely think I resonate with this being an ascendant. The crab, but the crab hard shell and kind of, have you ever seen a crab when you're at the seaside or just on rocks near the water, and you see it, and then all of a sudden he comes out and then he runs when he sees you and he goes through some hole? Cancers are a bit like that, you know, they can withdraw a lot and they can get a little bit like they put their guard up. The shell is, it really is representative of, there is a really soft inner inside, and then there's this hard shell. And it's a moment to say, actually, okay, what is it about me that, you know, it's that I need to nurture, the things that are soft to me, and that's not a bad thing. And you may have that like crab shell around you. Now, wherever Cancer is in your house, whichever house it is, you'll be more of a Cancer-like energy in that house, and that will be something to be aware of. And you can use this new moon to set intentions specifically around this. But being the ruler of the home and family, this is a great time, like I said, to cultivate the home within. Spend time at home. You might actually want to be a bit of a homebody. I know it's summertime, but maybe it's about home barbecues, spending time with family parties, family and friends, connecting with those that feel like home, that feel like family, and putting some more time and investment into those things. You might not be a very social person. This is a great time, and if it's summer wherever you are in the world, then that's even better, because you can use this time to really cultivate those connections and just spend time, you know, even decorating your house and doing some nice things at home, changing the sheets or some of the decor, you know, that kind of aesthetics. I do get a little bit of a Libra vibe. My Libra moon's kind of going, yeah, you know, do stuff at home and things like that, but connecting with others, having a good time, celebrating life, enjoy it. It's actually festival season, and, you know, although I'm not into like the drinking culture and going out to festivals where everyone's just getting completely off their face, I prefer the more go somewhere and it's a bit more like energies aligned and it's a bit more of a conscious thing. There are those type of events as well. So whatever place you put yourself, you can connect with that and find maybe events or go out to events with friends. And yeah, get out there and spend time with those people that are most important. Cancer is the mother archetype. So it's a really nice time to think about your connection to your mother, whether she's alive or not, or spend more time with your mum. My mum's passed. My mum's with me though. So I do things that bring joy to me and my mum as I go. And I think that that's something I've always been doing. But if it's something that you don't do as regularly, this is a great time to do this. You could even write a letter to your mum, poems, just a dedication, a thank you, because our mums, you know, we only have one mum and they are very special people, women in our lives. And this could bring up mother wounds. If I'm saying this and you're like, oh, I don't have a good relationship with my mum, there's deeper stuff going on there. And I will do some content around healing the father wound. It's very relevant for the divine feminine especially, and healing the mother wound. The sign of Cancer is also representative of the divine feminine, and being the moon sign as well, the divine feminine was very attuned to the moon. She worked with the moon. The goddess worked with the cycles of the moon. Now, I think they say it's about 5,000 years ago, things completely went left because patriarchy came in and suppressed the divine feminine ways and being, and the goddess was kind of completely shoved to one side, and then the patriarchal societal form began. And now, you know, we talk about the divine feminine rising. I talk about it a lot. I am your very much proof. That's why I called this podcast Divine Feminines, because it was my own journey of rising up as a feminine, of relinquishing old conformities, societal ways, things passed down through lineage, through family, whatever it was, and releasing that and clearing wounds and healing and making sure that I was rising my divine feminine within. And through that, I had to heal major father wounds, because that is one of the things that really holds us back, but also connects to patriarchy, and it's all very much connected to that, to the father line. So in this new moon, you can also set intentions around the divine feminine that you are. And if you're a guy, you do possess divine feminine energy, but what is it that you want to do to nurture yourself, to bring and cultivate that divine feminine energy? What are you going to commit to? What's your intentions? How do you want to create that balance and rise in the feminine energy and be more in your feminine energy? I won't talk about how to be in your feminine energy in this episode, but you can check out my other episodes. There's tons of stuff on, stepping into your divine feminine energy, connecting to it and understanding more about it. So I advise you check those out. And really, in terms of rituals, this is a great time to, like I said, you can set intentions as usual, do your manifestation. You could definitely do it with a group of females. If you've got some trusted females that you feel connected to, you could do a little divine feminine circle and do a little moon manifestation thing. I know one lady was telling me this, and if she's listening, she's going to laugh. She told me, I'm into all of that. And I think this is a great idea to do this with her friends. You know who you are if you're listening. I don't want to say your name. But yeah, and if you haven't done one before, it's a great time to think about it. Also, set down your wishes and intentions. And if you've got certain wishes and intentions around home and family, like developing stronger relationships, cultivating your home, maybe finding more sort of balance in what you call home for yourself, set those intentions. That's the way you can journal at this time. It's a great opportunity to call in those specific feelings around, what you want to nurture within you. Spend some time definitely meditating. There's the Cancer energy, I said, likes to kind of crawl off and be on his own. The Cancer rising in me, oh gosh, I thrive on my time alone. It's so important for me, but it makes me an even better person for me and for others that receive me. And when I show up in my power, because I know and understand. I do believe we all need time to ourselves and time alone to ourselves. But this is a great time to start also meditating more, thinking about meditation, that time alone to you. And you can also then get into a vibe where you're meditating and visualizing your dreams, and you can even put together a board of dreams, or this is the second half of 2023. We've got 6 months to go. Where are you in what you said you wanted to do? You can change things. Don't beat yourself up and say, I didn't do this, I did do that, blah blah blah. No, it's okay, because you can change. And you could maybe have changed your mind about that intention or that goal. Maybe that's something you don't want to do anymore, or you found a way that is actually going to be better than what you originally planned. So you can change the route, of course. And, the trajectory can change. Of course it can. Nothing ever has to stay the same. That's only an idea in your head that you might be feeling stubborn, that's a plan I had, I've got to stick to it. No, and no one's watching you. You do what you need to do. That's going to get you to where you need to get to. Trust yourself. Cancer's also intuition. Cancers and water signs are highly intuitive signs. So in this moment, in this new moon, you may really feel very connected to your intuition. You might be getting downloads. You might be hearing things. Just things that come into your mind. It's not your overthinking, it's messages. That's your intuition. Trust that. And as you're building those intentions and those ideas of what you want to set forth for the next 6 months, because we're going to start this new moon in Cancer, and then it's going to take us to the end of, or the middle of January, where it's the full moon in Cancer. That's 6 months. So you can plan a 6 month, stint. It's interesting because we've got 6 months left of Pluto in Capricorn, which is it's retrograde in Capricorn. This is the last of Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto has been in Capricorn for up to 15 years. It's finishing its 15 years in 6 months. And so that's transformation, rebirth. Pluto is just pulling apart anything that doesn't need to be in your life. So this is the final step. Probably a lot has changed already if you look back, wherever Capricorn is in your natal chart. You'll notice things have maybe shifted so much. And this is the final bit, just the final cleanse, the final sort of whip round, and a test of how much you've learned in that. 15 years is a long time, right? For some of my younger subscribers and listeners, you might be like, whoa, I was a kid. Yeah, but then of course a lot's changed, and of course a lot will have been learned, and there's a lot of wisdom, right? Quite rightly. So understand that your intuition is also connected to you, and it's a great time to nurture and do some practice and techniques to your intuition. By meditating, you get closer to your intuition. You can also pull cards to help you try to channel ideas and thoughts that you might think, oh, is that my intuition or not? And then you pull for tarot or something similar, and it helps you, right? So look out for signs and synchronicities, because that can also help you at this time. And you know, a really nice affirmation to have for this new moon is, I welcome miracles into my life. I think that's a really lovely one. I welcome miracles into my life, and miracles are always happening and unfolding for me. Beautiful. So yeah, a quick roundup. This is a very big time for dreams coming true. Like I said, we're in this massive portal gateway, and the Sirius conjunct with the Sun in Cancer is huge. It's really powerful. There may be some power struggles, because you know we've got a bit of what I mentioned before, shifting with Mars, but there could be power struggles that does happen and can be occurring at this time. Venus is in Leo at this time, and Venus will go retrograde in Leo a little bit later in the month of July. And as she does, it will be a moment, you know what retrograde's about? It's about reflection. It's about, have you learned what you needed to learn? And Venus also represents our connection to our partners and our love, romantic connections. So, you know, it might be a time where it does feel like you're taking a step back, or you're reviewing and reflecting things. If you've been taking your relationship for granted, then this will be a time for you to see what it is that, you know, needs to be given to your commitment and to your dynamic. If you have been putting in the work, it might not actually be as obvious, because you've been more aware and you've been making the effort to grow the connection and cultivate it, communicate clearly, and check in with one another, which I think is so important. But yes, you may feel that things, or if you're getting into a new connection or it's early days, you might think or feel that things are slowing down. It's just allowing you to make sure that you're clear on what you want, and that you're not just pacing and rushing forward and trying to control the situation. Let love happen. Let it come to you. You're deserving of love. You are love. So of course it's going to surround and encompass you in the best ways possible. But there's a beautiful energy of like faithfulness and commitment and real dreams coming true in whatever sense that is, in work, family, romantic life. So yeah, now to end, I'm going to pull some tarot. I haven't done that in a while. I just thought I would this time, and let's see. I mean, I'm not going to pull specific. Normally I do an 8-card spread, but I'm just going to go with what I feel. So Spirit, please bring in the highest and best messages at this time for the Divine Feminine Soul Tribe. What can we learn from this new moon in Cancer? What are the messages? What are the messages at this time for the new moon in Cancer? Highest and best messages. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna just pull these cards, and then I'm gonna tell you what I'm picking up here. Highest and best messages. So this could be personal, love, work related, but remember, Cancer is very much the home and family. Highest and best messages. Right, we've got the opportunity of a new beginning. Alright. Oh, beautiful, the sun. It's great. And one final card to just clarify. So, highest and best messages. Okay, so what I'm getting here is I'm getting I'll tell you what I've got first. I've got the three of Pentacles in reverse with the Fool. I pull reversals. So there is a new beginning coming up for you. It's actually right here, right now, and you are actually on the precipice of stepping into this new cycle, brand new cycle. You may feel that you are not working in a team, or you feel a bit isolated, or you want to actually pull back and be alone before you take this leap, because the Three of Pentacles is working as a team, but this is in reverse. So there might be a feeling of, oh, I want to work in a team as I take this next step. I don't want to be in this one solo energy vibe of doing this, whether it's a relationship or a business plan or something you're doing with family. but it also can mean that you are pulling back just to be on yourself, by yourself, just doing a bit of self-work at this time before you avalanche into your new beginning, because you can feel that new beginning's coming, and you're just taking that time. But it also could feel like, in this new beginning, I want to be working as a team. And if that's what you want, and that requires friends, family, loved ones, romantic partner, this is a time in Cancer season to definitely communicate that and spend some time, because don't go and assume that someone doesn't want to work with you or they're not there to help you. This is the biggest thing we make a mistake on in life, is that we start to assume, and that doesn't do us any good, because that is not actually the reality. It's good to communicate and nurture the connections, and actually through that you can understand more about what's going on with the other person and how you can come together and work together and support one another. We've then got the Seven of Pentacles in reverse with the Devil. Interesting energy. So there could be a feeling of frustration, and you're anxious. You just want something to happen. Trust me when I say it is going to happen. It is going to happen. Really trust that things that you want and you're intending are coming through. Because you may have been like, I've been working, I've been doing this, I've been doing all these things, Steph. Why isn't it manifested yet? Hang in there. The Devil energy can mean several things. It can mean passion. So you're anxious, or someone's very anxious to come straight charging through for you. But it also can mean, addictions, toxic thinking, and, those types of unhealthy relationships to things, to whether it's food, substances, ways of thinking, being. So, this can mean a couple of different things. There could be someone that's very anxious and very impatient to get to you, because they just want to see you in this Cancer season and spend time with you and be with you. So take that as that resonates. You may already be feeling that, and they're really passionate about you. It could also mean that you're a little bit frustrated and anxious, and just a bit like, I'm done with this, because you've been putting in the work and you feel like something's not coming back in return. What is going on is that there's something that you need to release, some kind of final thing that needs to come out. And I think the time to connect with yourself is important. I'm seeing a butterfly here, and the metamorphosis. There's a lot of transformation that's happening in this year of seven of this is year 7, right? So there's a lot of connection to self there. So think about that. Maybe there's something that you need to release. Maybe there's some thought patterns that is in your head, and that's why you're getting quite frustrated about something not happening just yet. So look at that and spend time nurturing yourself. Just show self-compassion and self-love. We've got the 6 of Swords in reverse plus the Sun. So there's something very interesting here. The Sun is healing. So this is great. Like, whatever it is that you want, it's coming. That's a yes card. And I'm feeling really good vibes with like just being out, and being able to travel. There will be an opportunity to travel, whether that's long distance or close by, and the ability to get to a smoother ground. And either that's something that you've been intending comes to fruition, or you're able to go somewhere, physically travel somewhere, or get to a smoother, more harmonious understanding with a family connection or a soulmate or a friend. And there's going to be massive healing. And this is really good vibes of like I said, the summer and spending time with family. But particularly in this Sun card, you have someone meditating here. So just remember that this connection to your meditation and to yourself, beautiful solar plexus energy here, is going to get you a real confidence of what's going on with you. I'm even wearing yellow, look. It's meant to be. And what is driving your creativity, your confidence, and who you are. That's going to help you through that meditation to really get into your power, and also understand, maybe let go of some addictive things, or just allow yourself to kind of receive what's coming to you. And the final card that kind of clarified over all of it was the Page of Swords. It is that learner energy, the watching energy. So you don't necessarily have to do loads here. This is a very interesting time where things may come to you, clarity may come to you when you're meditating. You start to see things more clearly because you're allowing yourself to sort of let go of certain thought patterns and really clear the space to have your intentions come through. So this could be a very interesting time as you connect your intuition, that you're learning a lot. So I hope that resonates. And what's interesting is on the back, we've got death in reverse. So definitely the vibe of further transformation, and death only comes through to just clear things. So there is definitely a new cycle on the way. Like I said, you're walking into a new cycle. It's very abundant with the sun. It is very healing. There is some great stuff here. Remember to stay on track with yourself, your self-nurture, and spend time with some connections that are meaningful to you, and try to let go of anything that is frustrating you at this time. And, you know, the best way is non-attachment. So detach. If you've got certain thoughts and feelings that keep coming up and you know that they're clearly negative, rework them to turn them into something more positive. Like if it's a thing like, I've been putting so much work and I haven't got this promotion yet, just go, yeah, I've been putting in the work and it's being seen. My promotion's coming. Or I've been putting in the work, it's chugging away, and that new business opportunity, it's going to land. It's landing. And the revenue and the opportunities that come from it, they're already expanded. Did you see what I mean? Rather than like, oh my gosh, this is not happening. Totally different. Rework it. So with that being said, I hope that this video served you some good value and you got something out of it. And with that being said, have a beautiful new moon in Cancer. Get out there, enjoy the sun, and I'm going to love you and leave you. Peace, love, light, and abundance. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye, Soul Tribe.